What's up, everybody? Welcome to a beautiful and blessed day to be alive. It is a scrumptious Sunday today. If you would like to go live with me, send over your requests. We just wrapped up our second workout. We did chest. Very good. Very good. See, nothing. You guys know testosterone. You have the most androgen receptors in your neck, your traps, your shoulders, and your chest. And so what androgen receptors do is they increase your sensitivity to the testosterone available in your body. So you can only feel your testosterone that you have to the same degree that your androgen receptors are picking it up. So when you train your neck, your traps, your shoulders, and your chest, you're increasing your testosterone very much, but also legs too. You guys know if you do heavy squats, deadlifts, anything of that nature, you know how you feel afterward. You feel that T flowing through your veins, and it makes you feel good inside. Makes you feel good inside. You don't have any testosterone. You ain't got no life, bro.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi. My hair looks crazy, but good morning.
No, it's okay. Mine does too. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's my birthday. How are you?
Happy birthday. How old are you today?
I'm 25.
Awesome. Awesome. What are you doing for your birthday?
I'm making coffee. I'm gonna see a couple friends. I've already seen a couple friends. And I don't know what else. It's gonna be spontaneous.
I see. Beautiful. Is there any way that I can be of service to you today?
Well, one, this is crazy because I didn't know this was gonna happen. How can you be of service to me today? Maybe like an inspirational moment.
An inspirational moment. Do you have any ideas of what that might look like?
I just like started a new life and like moved into a new place and like I feel good about myself, but it's also like starting from scratch. So that's the vibe.
Okay. Okay, well, let me tell you, moving to a new place is a great opportunity to start over. I moved from Michigan to Arizona now. Now I'm living in Arizona. And the reason I did that was because one night I was sitting and thinking with myself, I'm like, why am I still here? Why am I in Michigan? Why do I need to be here? I don't visit anybody. I don't have any friends here. I don't see my family here. Nothing. So I just decided to come to Arizona because I came here when I was young with my grandparents and I loved it. And it was cold as fuck in Michigan, so I moved to Arizona during the winter, and it was lovely. The thing about moving to a new place, there's something liberating about getting out of those old patterns from the same places that you've been in, whether you were growing up in this hometown or you've been around these same people. When you remove yourself from these environments, it kind of gives you a new opportunity to self-reflect and kind of almost just kind of embrace a sense of adventure and kind of start off on a fresh foot.
Yeah.
And so when you change locations, it's just kind of like you kind of almost break that little box that you've been living in. You kind of open up to new possibilities. There's a lot of freedom in it. And it holds the potential for, yes, you are.
Cool.
And with your
Back.
new chapter, anything that's changed, what have you changed since you moved? What's different?
I was in a relationship for 5 years, so I changed that, and I also just allowed myself to like bring up um I mean, like, I haven't lived alone for 5 years, so I guess, like, being on my own is just this whole new thing without even trying to change a bunch of stuff. Just a bunch of stuff changes anyway, you know?
Sure. Embracing that change in whatever ways it comes, because I always say it, the more that you develop yourself and work on yourself, the more opportunities you open up for other outlets in which you can serve a greater good or a higher purpose or help the world in some way. It always starts with you, no matter where you are, Whether you're broke and homeless or you're living in a mansion, there's certain things that you can do just with your body, just with yourself, just with your voice. Simple daily habits like when your environment around you changes, you want a set system and a routine that doesn't change. For example, me starting out making daily content, becoming an online coach, I started off doing this with nothing, no money, flat broke, homeless, had literally nothing. And I just made videos every day. Fast forward 3, 4 years later, I've made massive income, built my own business, built a following, but I still do all the same shit. I have the same routine that I had when I was at rock bottom, the daily workouts, the fasting, the journaling, the self-reflection. And so when your environment around you changes, you want a certain system of just set daily habits that are set in stone, that don't change. And that ensures that you kind of maintain your center and don't get lost in what's going on in the world. Because there's a great thing to remember. Your process centers you. The process centers you. And so when you do the same things, okay, you set your wake up time, you do the workout, or you go for your walk, or you walk your dog, or you take your cold shower, you eat your healthy food, whatever you do, you have a certain routine that always works, that kind of puts you in a high frequency state, makes you feel good, sets you up for a good day. Maintaining that routine, even when things are changing, helps you kind of have a strong fallback kind of state, kind of like a strong center versus, let's say I move to Arizona and I'm traveling and doing all this and that. So I fall off with my workouts, I fall off with my routine, my sleep schedule's like all over the place. I'm inconsistent with it. My food, I'm eating junk food or stopping for fast food. I'm going to start to feel like I'm getting lost in everything that's going on around me because I'm not keeping my center with my habits, with my routine. And so whatever works, especially when you're at rock bottom, if you've ever been at a very low point in your life, whatever you did during that time, you want these same habits that really help build you up when you had nothing. And so when you have everything, or everything is going your way, or great things are happening, you don't lose yourself in it. You don't lose your center because for me, the exercise, the breath work, the daily activities, the fasting, these things keep me in touch with my center. And so when things happen externally, it doesn't matter what happens, whether I get a bunch of new clients, I make a bunch of money, I make a video and a bunch of people watch, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change me because I stay true and faithful to my process, to my service, to what I do to build myself and move in a high frequency. And so whatever you can do to simply maintain a high vibration that makes you feel optimistic and strong and
Yeah.
centered within yourself.
Yes. One, you sound really disciplined, which I know from watching your stuff also. But two, what does your spiritual practice like? Is breath work your spirituality, or do you get into things like that too?
So breath work for me, breath work can be intentional or kind of a byproduct of exercise. So for me, when I work out really hard and heavy, when I do high intensity interval training in the morning time, that gets me in tune with my breath. And so that puts me into a state of meditation without trying to meditate. You could also do that with cold water. Some people, I like discomfort along with deep breathing because when you add discomfort to it too, it does even more for your mind, for your inner resilience, for your overall confidence, but also just in a more gentle way. If you do guided meditation, if you do yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, anything like that, these are more gentle practices, but essentially the breath is the voice of your soul. And the more you stay in tune with your breath, the less likely you are to get wrapped up in your head or in your mind or get ungrounded. When you're constantly focusing on your breath or in tune with deep breathing, you just stay more in tune with your center, with your core. That's why I always recommend people do something regarding breath work as part of their morning routine, whether they work out, cold shower, meditation, whatever that looks like for you, whatever you like, get in tune with your breath daily because it's good for your mind, your body, and your soul.
Yeah. I love yoga. I don't do yoga every day, but I do breath work every day because I'm intentional about it.
Yes, that's good. And what else do you do other than breath work? What really works for you to raise your frequency?
I pray a lot and what else do I do? I just I have a pretty strong just faith system. I mean, I think that came from yoga. I don't follow any religion anymore. Like I was raised as a Christian, but I I just like stay in touch, and I think that the yoga and the breath work started me on that because I feel like in 2022 is when I started doing it significantly, and that's when stuff in my body like unlocked, you know, somatically, and I was able to like really connect, like you were talking about, and just go inside.
Mm. Yoga is amazing for that. I used to do yoga probably almost every day before bed. And there's certain things, whether you find it through dancing, through yoga, through qigong, even through martial arts or exercise, swimming, it's something about getting in tune with your body. You can quite literally release built up emotional blockages or things that are preventing your energy from flowing in its greatest way.
Yeah.
But you have to use your body. If you don't use your body, you sit on your butt and stare at a phone all the time. You accumulate blockages within your vessel, and it prevents your energy from flowing in the best possible way.
Yeah, even like traditional therapy, I didn't find I had to do yoga in order to complete like more of the healing, you know, because therapy wasn't doing it.
Yes. Yeah. Therapy is good, but a lot of us, therapy is going to be found in your daily habits because you can talk with somebody about problems. When I was on probation, I was required to go to therapy, so they made me go to a therapist as part of my probation requirement when I was 16. I was on tether and house arrest and all these things. They made me go to therapy, and it was cool, but really, things changed for me when I changed my habits, when I started working out and disciplining myself and doing the same things I did today because it's all about frequency. It's kind of like when you raise your vibration with positive actions, you cultivate the right perspective that allows you to kind of see the solutions to any problems you were dealing with. Whereas people don't change their habits, they still eat like crap, they don't move their bodies, and then they wonder why their mind never seems to get better. They're always negative and they're wondering, oh, I need a new medication or this and that. Your habits need to change. You need to change what you do with your attention and with your vessel and take good care of it. Change the BSery, the fuckery, and give yourself love by showing yourself with your actions that you actually love yourself. And that frequency, that high vibrational state allows you to resolve things just naturally. Because in a high vibration, everything becomes possible. You see solutions where there were once problems, abundance where there was once scarcity, love where there was once hatred, clarity where there was once confusion. You cultivate a new perspective, a new pair of shades, and you look at all those problems before, and now you're not looking at them from the scarcity shades or the fear shades. Now you're looking at them through the love, abundance shades. Everything comes from you. So you change your vibration and you change your filter of reality. And then when you change your filter, you can pick out, oh, the solutions. Oh, now I understand this. Now I know how to deal with this. Oh, this workout made me feel better. I felt like crap, but then I worked out and now everything's totally fine. I'm free within myself again. Oh, that actually works. And then it's just a matter of continuing to do the things that work for you. Yoga, if that's yoga, meditation, breath work, working out, whatever that is, you got to keep on doing these things. Don't let your mind tell you, oh, you shouldn't. You're too. Don't let your mind get so comfortable that it talks you out of doing the things that work because it will try to do that. You have to continue to take these actions that bring your frequency up, even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah. Truth.
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 Truth. Well, enjoy your birthday. Have a tremendous, beautiful day.
Thank
And what are you
you.
eating for your birthday?
My chef friend is making me a steak dinner tonight. I'm really excited.
Birthday steak. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I did for my birthday too. Beautiful. I love it.
Cool.
I love it. You know what kind of steak?
What is she making? Ribeye.
Gotcha. I'm more of a New York strip or a porterhouse man, but
Oh,
ribeye is good too.
for
It's a
sure.
little, it's buttery, but I like the strip because it's a bit more beefy. I like that shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
thank you so much for being here and for sharing your birthday with everybody here. Have a beautiful and blessed day, and keep on vibing high.
Thanks for
Much
having
love.
me. Bye.
My pleasure. Alrighty.
Yo, what's
What's
going
up,
on,
brother?
Paul? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. You?
I'm doing great, brother. I've been following you for a while. Your content is super inspiring, and I've actually been really dialing in on like kind of like coming back to your content a lot because I find that it really helps me to be centered and to feel more aligned with my purpose. So, you've inspired me to be a coach myself and actually try to speak more on camera. So kind of had wanted to ask for some advice about how you feel I could be a better coach and how um I could get better with speaking on camera.
Mm. I love that, dude. And there's nothing I love speaking about this kind of stuff. So, number one, I have two main rules when you're starting out. You want to make content. Number one, get on camera and speak every single day. Every single day. It doesn't mean you have to post everything. It just means that you need to get on camera and develop that routine of consistently seeing and hearing yourself on video. So that's what I started doing when I started making content. My golden rule was I will get on camera and speak every single day. Every single day, no matter how I feel, tired, crappy, things aren't going my way, doesn't matter. Get on camera and speak, because the more you do that, the more skilled you become at it, but it takes practice, right? Your first YouTube videos, if any of you guys are trying to make content, your first videos are not going to be good. You're not going to just come out the gate as a great speaker. You have to practice it, because I do it every day. I become better and better and better at it. But fast forward, fucking backtrack 6, 7 years ago, I had no social skills. I couldn't speak worth a fuck because I didn't have any real relationships in my life. And so I had to learn how to speak and express myself effectively through repetition. And one thing I want to mention too, if you go on my YouTube, Paul Bryson, go on my YouTube page, then go over to my posts on the YouTube, scroll over to those videos, then shorts, playlist, go to posts. And the last post that I put up was the content creator's blueprint, where I lay all this out for you in a document and along with a video where I explain everything about how to become a content creator, what I did, and my rules of thumb for doing that. But number one, get on camera and speak every single day. How often do you speak?
I used to speak more often. In fact, when I first started watching you, I was super inspired. I would do your circuit every morning that you have, like your non-negotiable routine, and that really helped up my frequency. So I started getting comfortable with talking on camera. So I would do it daily. I just kind of like fell off, and I think part of it was going into older habits that that I didn't that I was trying to get away from. So now that's what I mean. I'm trying to get recentered so I can actually speak and be and have my authentic energy that doesn't have any like weird things attached to it because of anything that's going on behind the scenes and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to get back on it and with like my lifestyle and with speaking and everything. So that stuff's important. And it's easy to forget about the importance of things like semen retention and making sure to stay focused on what keeps your frequency up. But I've really just been trying to be better and also be more consistent with content, with the lifestyle, with everything. So I just want to thank you for your videos and all of your energy because I feel like you set the example and it really helps. So thank you for all of that.
Absolutely, my pleasure. My pleasure, bro. And I've always said it, energy doesn't lie. Like when you see me make videos, it's not so much what I'm saying, it's the energy behind the words. That's what makes you feel something. Authenticity is the highest frequency. It's even higher than love or enlightenment. It's authenticity, because authenticity is the purest, rawest expression of your spirit, no matter what you're talking about. And like you notice in the same way that I do, the morning routine, raising your frequency, kickstarting your frequency in the morning, you notice how that correlates to your ability to speak. When I make my morning stories, when I wake up in the morning, I don't have shit to talk about. I don't have anything I want to say to anybody. I don't have any message I want, but I do the workout. It takes anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, bodyweight explosive legs every single day. If my knees are fucked up from doing so many legs, and I'll do my abs sometimes if I have to do that, but legs every day. And then when I get on camera and I speak, by the time I'm all said and done, I'm sweating. You got to sweat and breathe hard. Cardio, When that's all said and done, it's like you open yourself up as a channel. The vibration shoots up. You become a channel, a conduit for a higher intelligence, and it speaks through you. It's kind of like, for me, I just have to get out of the way by raising my frequency. I kind of have to push past my own little ego and comfort little bubble that I'm in after getting out of bed, and I'm tired. I don't feel like doing anything. I do the workout anyway. When it's all said and done, it's because the discomfort, the willingness to embrace discomfort and discipline yourself first. It gives you authority when you speak, when you just did something incredibly uncomfortable. You got the testosterone, the endorphins flowing. When I speak, I'm just speaking from the soul. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say. It just comes out because it's like I'm a channel. I'm not speaking from my head. I'm just speaking through a source. It's using my vessel to transmute a message, and you really feel the energy. It's not even just so much what you say, it's how you say it. It's the energy behind the words, because I could be incorrect on some things I say. They could be not 100% correct, but because I believe what I say so much, and I say it with so much confidence and conviction, people can't help but listen. They want to listen to it because that kind of confidence is rare. There's not many people who can really loudly and almost obnoxiously own their opinions and say, this is what the fuck it is. I don't care if you disagree. Get mad. That kind of energy is something that I earn on a daily basis, because the more comfortable you are, the more you're going to feel like you need to filter yourself and make yourself small because you're not fully confident in yourself. The willingness to get uncomfortable is what allows you to, I almost look at it like this. The more you allow yourself to be uncomfortable and experience discomfort, the less you care about making other people uncomfortable. So the more you embrace discomfort, the less you need to filter yourself, the less you care about appearing perfect, the less you care about what other people are going to think, because I didn't care how I felt. I didn't want to fucking work out. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to turn on the camera, but I did it anyway. And so when I speak, I carry over that same kind of energy into the video. I don't give a fuck if you don't like what I'm saying. This is what it is, because your willingness to embrace that discomfort, it gives you an edge. It gives you a certain power and authority to your energy, but it's something I must earn on a daily basis. I don't just have that. I got to earn it. And consistency, momentum. The more you build momentum and show up consistently, the more natural it starts to come to you. It's kind of like when an object in motion stays in motion. So the more you've been showing up day after day after day, it becomes a little easier to just get on camera and speak because you've been doing it so many days in a row. You've built some rapport, you've built momentum. But when you're first starting out, it's going to be the most difficult when you first start. Or if you've taken a long break and then you're trying to come back, it's going to be the most difficult to get that ball rolling at first, because the momentum makes it easier to continue to show up.
For sure. Thank you so much. That was very valuable. As always, I really appreciate that. I really do think it's my purpose to, get into this lane with coaching and helping people, because I've already had some results with some clients and I've started small and it's been really cool. I just feel like I really want to fully lock into it. I feel like there's a lot of outside circumstances that kind of drain my energy, or maybe I'm letting them drain my energy, and I feel like it's taking away from my vitality as a coach. And so that's just what I want to get better at. So your energy really helps to keep me focused. And thank you for that valuable advice as well.
Absolutely. And one thing to do too, just always be mindful of where your attention is going. There's certain things that when you do, they take away your energy. You mentioned things like semen retention, being mindful of your sexual energy. That's a huge one. Probably a couple of the biggest things for me to really embrace doing what I do today were a couple of things. Number one was getting my sexual energy under control. So I left a relationship that was no longer serving me. I left that, became celibate for a period of time, and held on to that energy. And if I didn't have my lust under control, I wouldn't have been able to do what I do. You don't have that kind of confidence. You don't have the drive. You lose your edge. You lose all that stuff if behind closed doors, you're still giving up your sexual energy for a few seconds of pleasure. You don't have that vitality. But also, for me, it was actually leaving 9 to 5s. I tried all the 9 to 5s I could, working factory shifts for 12 hours, working in construction, concrete pouring, all this kind of stuff. I did all kinds of things. I tried them all. None of them were what I was meant to do. I'd be there for a couple of days, and I could just feel in my soul, you're not meant to be here. This is not what you're meant to be doing. This is taking your energy from this, from the things what I really wanted to do. And so for some people, they can find a way to make a 9 to 5 work on the side. That wasn't the case for me. I had to let go of all the 9 to 5 stuff and all my relationships, all the relationships I had, friends that I would smoke weed with and stuff. I let all that stuff go. Even my family, they stopped supporting me. I had to move out, be on my own. I mean, I literally had to give up everything, having consistent income, everything to do what I do today. And so I had to sacrifice everything. I had to be stripped of everything that didn't serve that purpose. All the relationships, the habits, the people, the places, everything got taken away, and I was left with nothing but my body, a car with no gas that I could just sleep in, couldn't even drive it, walking around my old town with a backpack, working out in grocery stores and parking lots. I had nothing. All I had was a body and a routine and self-discipline and a journal and fasting and prayer. That was the only thing I had for months and months and months. And that same routine that I solidified at rock bottom is the same routine that I live today, except now these new things have been added on to me. Now I have a following and coaching and money and all that stuff, but it doesn't matter because the routine is still the same. What I do is still the same. And you just have to remove the things that are getting in the way, the things that are taking up your energy. And deep down, if you really self-reflect, you know what that is. You know what needs to go. You know there's certain habits or certain places or even certain relationships that are not serving the person that you're trying to become.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very true. And I do like a morning routine to do that self-reflecting, like reading, meditating, and really I want to work in some of the workouts that I used to do through your program, because I actually hopped on one of your programs before, but I really want to implement that again because the physical part really does so much with the frequency. So that's what I'm doing right now. And this is really helping to getting this conversation with you. And yeah, there's a lot more we could talk about. That's why I really want to try to join one of your I know you'd be doing coaching with group calls, so that would be really helpful.
Yes.
But yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Thank you so much for
Three
all of
times a
that.
week, dude. 3 times a week, and it's a small group. So when you get on one of the calls, I speak 1-to-1 with every member. There's maybe 4 to 6 other guys max at a time. We're all in a group call, and everybody in there, content creators, everyone in there is making content, which is awesome. Everybody's working on their fitness, their habits, and we all benefit each other. It's such a small group, and I love it, though. These guys are fucking amazing, dude. So if you're considering joining that, dude, I'd highly encourage you to do so because
For sure.
you speak with me 3 times a week. You pay one time, and you're in there for life, and you always have access to me and the other guys in the group. And there's so much fucking value. All my programs, the content creators blueprint, fitness, every fucking thing is in there, dude. But yeah, man, I just want to see you continue to build yourself, kind of remove the things that are getting in the way.
Yeah.
But then remember what I talked about. I forgot to mention the other thing too is documenting what you do. So documenting your workouts, documenting your food, your cold showers, whatever you do that's valuable, just get into the habit of setting up your camera and filming yourself doing these things because it's easier to speak with authority when you are documenting your habits, the things that you do. People have seen what you do and you've built rapport and they see, oh, you're not just some guy talking, but okay, you actually work out, you're in shape, you eat healthy food, I see what you do, you take cold showers. They see you do things that are admirable, that are valuable. And so the more you can film these things and accumulate footage and just post it on your stories or even make posts with them, that will help you definitely grow your brand and increase your confidence where you can speak very effectively.
Definitely. Okay. And one more thing that I wanted to say is that I really relate to you when you say that the 9 to 5 was getting in the way of, what you're doing now, because I'm currently trying to work 2 jobs, like restaurant jobs, and while doing this, and I do feel like it's getting in the way and everything, and I want to put my back against the wall so I can really go all in and make this and see how far I can take it when I have all of my energy going on this. It's just this is why I want to do your coaching, because there's a lot to talk about. Like I have a baby, so it's like a lot of pressure, for me to, do that and like risk everything. But yeah, like there's a lot that goes into it, but I really just want to take it all the way. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. After this call, dude, I'll send you a DM. I just took a screenshot of your username. I'll send you a DM with the link. But, dude, with the 9 to 5s, man, the thing about those, because there's going to be, the world is going to rebel. They're going to retaliate when you try to not go with the herd, when you try to not follow the sheep and do the whole 9 to 5 thing. You might be surprised your friends won't support you, your parents won't support you. Like, that's what happened to me. Nobody, everybody stopped supporting me once I wasn't working like them. I
Hmm.
had to move out with my dad, then I moved in with my mother. A couple months later I had to move out with her too, because for a long time when I first started making content, the first year and a half or more, I wasn't making any income. And so because I wasn't working 9 to 5, so they're like, well, this shit you're doing isn't doing anything, so get out of my house, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. I didn't fucking give up on that vision that I had. And that's what I needed to do though, because now I make way fucking more than I ever could have made working at a 9 to 5, way fucking more, and I actually love what I do. I actually love it.
Hmm.
And there will be people who try to tell you, oh, you need to, bro, just get a job. Remember when I first started out, when I first started making videos, when I didn't have like a real following, it was mostly just haters. And people would be in my comments tell me, get a job, bro, get a job. And now who's fucking laughing, right?
Right.
Because the sheep are going to try to get you to be like them. When you start stepping outside of that box, you're going to have a whole lot of people telling you, hey, bro, go back down, stop. Don't be doing all that. You need to be like us. There's going to be a lot of people who feel intimidated. And at first, when you don't have massive results, it's gonna seem like they're right. In fact, they're gonna be right for a period of time. Look at you, you're not doing anything, you're not getting results. You have to be okay with that and still not give up on yourself, right?
Yeah.
And there's still people today who will get mad at you. Like people will DM me stuff about, oh, you don't have a job, blah blah blah. That's why you can work out, dude. I was working out 4 times a day when I had a job. The thing is, though, it's like they'll try to get you down into this little box because the only thing they validate themselves with is their job. They're not in shape. They're not making content. They're not actually doing what they love to do. But,
Facts.
oh, at least I work a job and I get some average income and I pay my taxes and all that shit. And so they'll try to put that on you like, oh, you need to be doing what I'm doing because that's the only thing I have to validate myself is the fact that I work a job. Okay. So just
Hmm.
understand that people are going to try to weigh you down and stop you from stepping into that independence, dude. And just take it from me because I've been there. I dealt with it. Nobody believed in me. Nobody supported me. Not my parents, not my friends, not the first people who were watching my videos. Nobody did. All I had was myself and God every day. That was it. I didn't give up. And I'm grateful I didn't because when you're at your lowest points, you get the best stories. You're being built the most when you're at rock bottom. You're being instilled with the most value and wisdom and gems. And then later on, you tell the story. I tell the story about my first time in the Meijer grocery store doing
Burpees.
burpees. I tell the stories about, how I used to have to steal my food. You get to tell all these stories now. And, but that's what inspires people. That's what makes people trust you. The fact that you've been through hard shit and you overcame it. You have to go through hard shit to get the value, to get the wisdom. And so look at it as a gift. Anytime you're going through the struggle, man, see it as a gift. The more you can choose to look at it through the perspective of a victor and not a victim, the more quickly you can diffuse it and derive the value and the wisdom and the lessons from it and just understand everything happens for a reason and you're being built.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. This was incredible, and I really appreciate your time and your wisdom. There's definitely a lot more we could talk about. So, yeah, thank you. You definitely did a great service for me this morning.
Much love, my brother. It's my pleasure. Have a beautiful and blessed day, and until we speak again, keep on
For sure.
vibing high.
You too, brother. Thank you.
Someone asked how to overcome lust. YouTube, Paul Bryson, semen retention. I'll talk about that. What's going
Yo,
on, man?
what's up, man? Holy shit. I had to sit right when I joined because, bro, I fuck with your content so much. Excuse my language. But yo, you've
I'll
just
fucking
been.
cuss all day long. Go ahead, bro.
That's what's up, man. Bro, I swear to God, you've been like an older brother to me, you know? Like you've been like just someone I look at when I'm like feeling down and it just like pushes me. So I appreciate that so much, first of all.
Absolutely.
And
My pleasure.
thank you so much, my boy. But anyways, man, how are you? How are you doing today?
Grateful to be alive, man. That's all I
That's what's
feel.
up.
Grateful.
That's what's up, man.
Yes.
Dog, do you think what I'm doing right now is stupid? I just wanted your advice. So I told myself I'd like stay awake for 2 days straight without eating, and I'm on like 30 hours of no sleep and 40 hours of no food, and I feel like just out of my body right now.
Hmm.
But it's like, I'm trying to push through.
Yeah. What's your intention for that? Why are you doing that?
I think the main thing was because I've never done it before, and I kind of wanted to just push myself in that level just to see where, like what I can take out of it. And another thing was just to document it, just to just see what I experience. So, yeah,
Hmm. Dude, absolutely. Dude,
yeah,
let me tell you, fasting, for one, I fast every day. Like
yeah,
right now, I'm fasted. I haven't eaten in 22 hours. I fast every day. Some days I do 2-day fasts. And
yeah,
with sleep, bro, for me, because I have to show up and make content every day, I really try to
yeah,
optimize my sleep.
yeah,
But
yeah,
dude, you really show yourself what you're made of when you can do more with less.
yeah,
And people say, "Oh, that's dumb," and that, dude,
yeah,
you guys don't
yeah,
do anything hard. You guys don't push it, okay? What you're doing is you're trying to show yourself what you can do
yeah,
when you're going through adversity. You're showing
yeah,
yourself you can push through that discomfort
yeah,
and still operate, still show yourself, show life, hey, I can still push through with
yeah,
less sleep, with less optimal circumstances, with less food, and
yeah,
there's just power. If you set a goal, okay, I'm going to go 2 days, you hit that 2-day mark.
yeah,
Imagine how good that fucking feels when it's all said and done. You finally get to eat, you finally get to sleep, and then you wake up the next day just feeling proud, that pride watching over
yeah,
yourself. I mean, and you made yourself stronger during that time. And so I'm
exactly,
I'm
man.
completely in support of that, dude. That's what you
Yo,
want to do, and you're fucking already halfway there, bro. I mean,
yes, sir.
I'm all for it, dude. Finish that shit out
Yeah,
because you're gonna be glad you did it. It's a story you can tell. You're documenting it, which is awesome, and you can help other
exactly, man.
people because other people go through shit
Yeah,
where if you're not able
yeah,
to sleep or you're not able to eat. I know I've had many times like that
yeah,
too. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, and so you're just showing people, hey, it's possible. Other people go through this
yeah,
shit too. He willingly did it,
yeah,
and it just makes you stronger, dude. Just makes you
yeah.
stronger.
I appreciate that, my boy. Yo, thank you, man. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yo,
absolutely.
yo,
Let me tell you, bro. A lack of sleep, bro. It's when you don't sleep enough, it's toxic proteins start to build up in your brain.
yeah,
When I don't sleep enough, like it's a real adversity, bro. And your
yeah,
amygdala becomes more sensitive, so your emotions become weirder. There was a time a
exactly.
few days ago where I only got a couple hours of sleep, and I was just like fucking paranoid and weird all the next day. But
Yeah,
it's a test for yourself, man. It's a really, like you said, almost out of your body,
yeah,
but you really learn about yourself when you do things that are uncomfortable. You guys sitting around your comfort zone, comfortable as
exactly.
fuck all the time, who don't do hard shit, you'll hate on people who are doing hard shit because they're willing to step out of the box and you're not willing to do that. You want to stay comfortable, and then you'll clown on people who do things that are abnormal because it makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay? Doing hard things makes you stronger, it makes you wiser, it gives you more value. And so I applaud you for doing what you're doing, dude.
Thank you, bro.
And you'll be glad you did it. You will.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Doug, I have one more question before I leave, but again, I appreciate everything, you said so far. Um, yo, when it comes to like what you're putting out and like the messages you get out, did you always see that it was heading in the direction that it's like it's when now? Like did you see it for how it is now in the start? Because I feel like I'm at a phase where it's like there's so many things I'm interested in when it comes to like what I want to create, but it's like I just don't have any clarity, Like I just don't know like where to go with it.
Yeah, dude. Journaling. One thing I remember I wrote this at a rock bottom.
Yeah,
This is my journal at rock bottom. I remember I would write my affirmations every day. I'm a successful worldwide coach and personal trainer, making millions of dollars, inspiring millions of people. And I remember I wrote this: we make content so good that an onslaught of people are eager to work with me, and I can
Okay.
charge high prices for my coaching. I remember I wrote this shit in Dreams Do
Yeah.
Manifest. Dreams do manifest. But you know what? I wrote these things out, and I would show up for month after month. And no, I didn't always have that vision because I initially had it, but then I lost all hope. I've lost all
Hmm.
hope multiple times. I completely gave up.
Yeah.
When I say gave up, I didn't give up on my habits, but I gave up on my dreams, meaning I stopped caring about what I would get out of it.
Yeah.
I stopped expecting money to come. I stopped expecting. It's like when you show up day after day after day and give your all, you're fasting, you're restricting your calories, you're sacrificing your sleep to get up at 1 in the morning, you're putting out content, getting no growth, no money, no clients, nothing's happening for month after month after month after month. You're praying, you're scripting, you're visualizing, you're doing everything you can, being the best man you can be, and nothing happens. It will get to a point where you just lose all hope. You stop caring.
Yeah.
That's what happened when I basically died inside. I died with my own dreams. It got to a point where I basically, all my expectations for what I would get out of what I was doing completely died. It
Mm.
shattered. All these things I wrote, they came true, but not until I completely gave up on them. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Completely gave up on them. And so that's, fuck that. It'll never happen. I don't care. Doesn't matter now. Because I showed up for so fucking long that I just showed life, showed God, showed myself above anything else that I can still show up and put in the work while I'm getting nothing in return, while I see nothing changing, nothing happening. And there's very, very, very few people who can do that. Very, very, very few, because they can't withstand that test. When they show up day after day, you're homeless, you're broke, you're stealing your food to survive, you're making content every day and you're getting nothing out of it. Okay, you quit after a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I didn't, but I had to lose all expectation for anything to happen. I stopped expecting anything to happen. And it was literally to a point where it was almost like I became numb to external validation. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It didn't mean anything to me anymore. It didn't matter because I did what I did for so long and got nothing out of it that I just completely died inside. It didn't even matter, but I still showed life. I'll still put in the work. I'll still fast. I'll still restrict my calories. I'll still make daily videos. I'll still sacrifice my sleep. Even when you're not giving me anything, you're keeping me in the same broke, bare minimum circumstances day after day. I'll still keep on doing what you need me to do. But I'm grateful that I got to a point where all of my dreams died, because if they didn't, if I wasn't pushed to that point to where I was broken completely, if I got success or I got money or I had things go my way, it would have gotten to my head. It would have changed me. It would have made it
Yeah.
so I would have attached myself to these things like, oh, everyone supports me. Oh, look all this
Yeah.
money coming in. It would have changed how I operate. And you think you're ready, but I wasn't ready. I thought I was ready for months and months and months, but I really wasn't. I'm grateful that I got broken to a point where nothing mattered. It didn't matter what anyone thought. I put
Mm.
up a video, wouldn't look at comments, wouldn't look at likes, wouldn't look at followers, didn't give a flying fuck who thought what about what I was doing. Didn't need your support, and I didn't care about your hate. I just kept on showing up, workout after workout, and the internal validation meant more to me than anything else. And then I just remember the day that one of my videos went viral on TikTok for the first time. It was called When Being Weak Was No Longer an Option. It's a little over a minute long. I just talk about when I was locked up. I go over my experience being locked up. Remember the day I made that video, I was just in so much pain. My body was destroyed, doing 4 or 5 workouts out in the fucking parking lots with homemade weights, just fucking dead, destroying myself. And I just spit this video into the camera about my experience being locked up. Next day, I opened my TikTok to post a new video, and that video blew up, got a whole bunch of views, and people started visiting my Instagram, then my YouTube. And this is my
Mm.
reaction. Didn't give a fuck. Didn't give a fuck.
Wow.
It didn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm grateful I got to that point. The external validation didn't mean anything to me. It didn't change me. What validates me is the fact that I gave every single thing that I had to serve God, to serve other people, to be the best me that I could be, regardless of what was coming back to me. It had to get to a point where it didn't even matter what I got. It was
Mm.
just the fact that I felt validated by the fact I showed up again. I gave my all again. I did every single thing I could to be of service, suffered to the max, sacrificed to the max, restricted my calories, hungry as fuck, wanted to keep eating but stopped, Did my fourth, fifth workout. My body was in so much pain, but I did it anyway. Made another video, even though I didn't want to. That's what validated me. The fact that I gave everything I had and I didn't need anything back. I didn't need anything in return. And so that's how it was for me. You will get to a point, if you're really one of the soldiers for the divine, you'll be stretched to a point where it's like all hope is completely lost. And just understand, I've been there, not even once, multiple times. Multiple times. It's that rock bottom phase when you're being built the most. But just understand, when you're at rock bottom and there is no light, and it's like you're almost wondering, why am I even going to keep living? What's the point of even being alive? It's like, just understand, I was there too. I was there too. It's your ability to keep on showing up, but sometimes those dreams need to shatter. It's like you see them someday, you put them all down. Like I said, all this stuff that I wrote, it all came true, but not until all hope was lost multiple times. Multiple times, and I completely gave up on all that. Didn't care anymore. That's when it all came to me, when I didn't care. It didn't mean anything to me anymore. And so just know, man, whatever you go
Yeah.
through, life is preparing you to be able to handle
Mhm.
a higher level of success. Because imagine if I made a video and it just went viral right away. I made my first two videos and they fucking blew up overnight. And then, oh, all these people want to come work with me and I'm making a bunch of money. It would have
Yeah.
changed me, because when that happens to people too early, it
Gets to your
makes
head.
them change themselves. It gets to their head, inflates their ego, and they change
Yeah.
themselves. Oh, everyone likes when I did that, so let me keep on trying to please these people. Oh, they like when I do that. And that's when they come to me for coaching. Let me try to make myself a certain way to make them like me. I got to a point where I didn't give a fuck what anyone thought about me anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when everything came to me, because when I popped off, my reaction was this. It didn't make any fucking difference. I just kept doing the same exact thing. It didn't
Yeah.
change me. And that's what God needed. It needed to not change who I was. These workouts, the self-discipline, the fasting, I do all the same shit today that I did back then. When I had nothing, now I have everything going my way. But I still do all the same shit, because I wasn't changed by things going my way too early. I had to get broken down first. And so life builds you up the most. You're being built the most when you're broken down. And your weakest moments are when you're being made strong.
Wow. I felt that, man. Holy fuck. Bro, I can't lie, you
And
just
when
gave
you
me
can
more energy.
self-inflict that, like
Yeah.
you are, you self-inflict it. See, people, they wait for life to give them hard shit. I didn't do that. You're not doing that right now with your fasting, with, waiting to sleep. You're not doing that right now. Those are the people who will get the real success. They don't wait for life to give them hard shit. They just give it to themselves. For me, it was the multiple workouts and massive calorie restriction, probably even more so that massive calorie restriction, eating so little food that I was 20 pounds lighter than I am now, still working out exactly the same, but I lost a bunch of size because I ate so little food. Constantly hungry, constantly lightheaded, constantly craving food. That was my sacrifice. That was the adversity I gave myself that made it so I could handle the darkness that I lived in every day. Because if I didn't make myself stronger, those circumstances would have crushed me. They would have crushed an average little fuck who sits around and stares at their phone, has no self-discipline, no morning routine, no workouts, no nothing. They would have folded so fucking fast in the circumstances I went through. I had my routine, though, the self-discipline. That's what kept me strong enough to be able to sustain that month after month after month after month. I had to give myself more pain than my circumstances to make myself strong. Make yourself stronger so you can handle the adversity. If you don't make yourself strong, it crushes you. It runs a train
100%.
on you, and you give up.
100%, man. Yo, thank you so much for those words, bro. I swear you're gonna power me through the entire fucking night, bro. Even tomorrow too. I appreciate you so much, my boy. But
Absolutely.
thank you,
Absolutely.
brother.
It's
You
my
have a
pleasure.
blessed day, all right?
You as well, brother. Dude, keep up the amazing work you're doing,
Thank you,
and
man.
keep on vibing high.
Likewise, man. I'm gonna tap in with you. I'll see you, brother.
Much love.
Okay.
Hello
Can you?
again, Rachel.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing well.
All right. Yeah, last time I talked to you, I think at the end you were like, "Oh, why don't you like you said share some wisdom or something?" And
Yep.
I think that like made me like go back to my old self again, like with the severe social anxiety, and I was like talking negatively to myself, and I was like, "Is he like mocking me?" Like that's how like fucked up like your mind can get when you talk negatively to yourself for so long. So um I was just really mad at myself right then because I haven't done that in a while. I've in the past year I made a lot of progress. So I haven't been talking like that to myself. So I just wanted to share that. But yeah, you kind of inspired me to like start recording myself talk more, and I just started doing that actually. And I mean, I don't like have followers or anything like that, so it's just for me. But I actually like ended up sharing it, and it kind of like helped like just get over the discomfort and anxiety of like just being seen like by other people. So I just want to thank you for that. That was really helpful for me, and I want to continue to do it. Um, yeah, but I also really relate to kind of your story about like getting into trouble and going to rehab and everything. And I've never like opened up about that like publicly. But I think like it's really important to be like grateful for those things. And I know you said that, and that kind of made me like realize like how important those things were to like actually get me to where I am today, and like kind of like outshine like the average people that were like, you know, like shit talking me all the time and like making me feel like horrible about myself.
Mm.
Like these horrible things that happened like really brought me to the treatment I needed and like made me a lot more confident. So like I just love what you say, what you said about that. Um, yeah, and I had other things to say. um,
Yes.
yeah,
I saw your request. I'm like, oh, there's Rachel again. I remember last time you were talking about you had social anxiety before, so I saw you requested again. I'm like, oh, let's see what she has to say this time and improve those skills because the more you embrace that discomfort, the more you build up confidence in yourself, the more you can learn to overcome that. So I'm proud of
yeah.
you for being here yet again.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for letting me join. I also wanted to ask you, like, I think I would benefit from like talking to you. Um, and do you still do like the free consultation?
You know, depends on who I'm talking to. It's now paid, but if you're somebody and I speak with you like on one of these lives or I see you like you're a cool person, I will absolutely do that for free because I love helping people. And what I can do is I can send you a link for a free consultation after this call. Since we've spoken twice now, I can absolutely do that. Make an exception.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll pay. I just wanted to like see if it's something that like I should even do. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit first about it. But yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, great. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Yes, and one more thing. Words of wisdom. Do you have anything you've overcome that was difficult or painful or hard that you'd like to share about?
Okay. Um, I would say I was in a very, very bad spot where I was giving up on life and I didn't think I was gonna like make it. So I eventually got into trouble and it led me into treatment. And I will say, like, I've made a lot of progress in the past year. And what made me progress more than like the other people in treatment was that they weren't like putting in the work. They were just showing up and they weren't like working. They thought like the therapist and they were just gonna like fix them. Like you have to put in the work like outside of therapy like 24/7. You have to be like rewiring your negative thinking. And
Sure.
like I don't know if you know like CBT therapy. It's just a fancy word for like writing down your negative thoughts and like rewriting, like reframing them.
Yeah.
So like just consistently doing that because they were so obsessive. Like you just have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, or else you're not gonna like get better. And it takes so long to like rewire your brain. So yeah, you just have to put in the work. And yeah, so you've already said that, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and I like what you said too, the negative thoughts. I literally did that on my phone notepad because I had that same cycle. Everything that I do, guys, for a long time, I was programmed with very negative self-talk as a child. So it was the same way my parents would talk to me. Just I picked up a self-talk. I'm not good enough. I'm a bad person. I'm not worthy. That kind of thing. That became my default programming from a young age. And so even lately, like very recently, I went on the streak where I was just like, I noticed that negative voice. I would do all the things I need to do, but that voice, that negative voice, I would start speaking negative spells into my reality constantly. If my nervous system was riled up or I was stressed out or in pain or whatever, I would just naturally start doing that. But at the awareness of it, I wrote down the spells that I kept on saying in my notepad. So, okay, this thought keeps on coming out, this negative phrase that I don't want to attract more of to myself. I started writing them out to see them for what they are. So they're not just in here and just automatically coming out. You're like, okay, I'm gonna put you down on paper. Now I can see you for what you are. Oh, I keep on saying this. And then if you start saying it again, you recognize it now because you brought conscious awareness to it. And so I started doing that. I'm about 4 or 5 days free of my addiction of negative speaking, just in my own company. I don't speak negatively to other people. I just do it when I'm alone. But 5 days free of that, holy cow, it's incredible what it does for my energy levels, my vibration, because when I'm speaking negatively to myself, it literally depletes me of energy. Like my battery goes down way faster and I feel drained and fatigued and burned out. But when you speak only life or you're silent, you can last way longer and you have way more energy to get shit done. And so I like that you mentioned that and brought that up because I did something very similar. I didn't know it was a thing, but writing down any negative thoughts that are repeating themselves, putting them down on paper or in a notepad, and seeing them for what they are, and then bringing conscious awareness anytime they come up to be silent or replace them with a positive phrase so you're not continually giving them power and giving them life because they're almost like little entities that live inside of you and they come out and they feed off your negativity when you identify with them. They feed off that and you keep them alive. You expand them every time they get used by you. And so when you see them for what they are and you stop feeding them, initially they're going to resist and try to, hey, I need food. They're like little entities, like little parasites that live in your mind. But the less you feed them, the more they're going to diminish until eventually you overcome them and almost develop new neurological pathways where you no longer default to that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
going
yeah,
against that
exactly.
programming from a young age, it can take a lot of practice. It certainly has for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's weird. Like I just had something to say and I like completely blinked. So
It'd be
I don't know. I just have
like
to
that.
keep
Yeah,
pushing myself. But yeah, thank you.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to connect at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send over a link to you later
Okay.
today.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Be
All right, bye.
blessed.
You too.
All right. 17% battery, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have time for one more. Uno mas. Yeah, you guys asking about lust. Go to my YouTube, type in Paul Bryson, semen retention. I speak about lust. I have videos on it. I can speak especially from a man's perspective since I'm a man. Women maybe are a little different if you're a woman, but I think you need to have that under control, people. You need to have that under control. Yeah, actually, what I'm saving for right now is a place of land in the woods. So I can't get an apartment. I just can't do it. I don't want a fucking apartment. I can't have other people on the other side of the wall as me because I need to be loud. I need to fucking take up space. And so I don't know exactly where I'm going right now. I'm looking for a plot of land. I'm looking towards northern Arizona in the Prescott National Forest. I'm gonna get a nice piece of land and like build my own house there, like a cabin or something. I don't want a fucking condo or an apartment. I don't want to live with other people. I need to be out in the fucking boonies. Okay, out in the boonies, surrounded by nature, and have my bird feeder set up. I'll make a pond and all kinds of shit. That's what I need to do. But yeah, you asking if I live in my car? Yeah, man, I sleep in my car most nights because I've been doing it for years and I'm totally fine with that. This is my little private sanctuary and I don't need stuff. I got nature. and people try to talk shit and all that. You motherfuckers are so soft and comfortable you couldn't do half of what I do if you lived in a mansion, bitch. People say, hey, no shame, bro. I don't take any shame. I take a sense of pride in the fact I can do more with seemingly less. Just wait till I get my plot of land in the woods. What's up, Big Jim?
What's up? I'm just finishing my painting. You want to see it? You will be the first in the world to see
Ooh,
it.
let's see. Hell,
Elephant.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Working on another one.
Awesome, dude.
The view, very very important for the inspiration.
Beautiful. Where are you right now?
I'm in Norway, in the Oslo fjord. Oslo is the capital of Norway, and they have a fjord, so the water goes in into the land from the sea. So it's a very famous place in Scandinavia. And we have a cabin here, and I have set up my art studio and just living my dream, as you know it.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. And like I say, I mean, when you join the group calls and stuff, like you live in an art gallery, like at the spot that you make a lot of your content in.
Hmm.
It looks like Squidward's house, but like good. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole art gallery and shit. You guys look at Jim's profile. Give him a follow, Jim Rap Art. He's live right now. Check out his profile, guys. He makes incredible fucking artwork. It's beautiful. I bought one of his paintings for my mother in Michigan, a big swan painting, and she fucking loves it. It's absolutely beautiful. Check out his website. He has all his paintings listed there. This guy makes awesome fucking art. Like I said, I got one for my mother. She fucking loves it. His art, he makes animals and nature, and it's just unique and beautiful. Give this man a follow. Check out his artwork. Shit is fucking awesome. But Jim, dude, do you have
Thank
any
you.
words of wisdom or anything you want to say for anybody in the chat?
Oh, I feel the pressure. Thank you for the support, Paul. You supported me buying that first painting. It made a lot to me for my inspiration and motivation. And of course, you have to rely on discipline that I learned from you. Discipline is the starting point. Mastering your body to master your mind. I've been, like the regular guy trying to lose weight, starting and stopping, getting a gym membership, working out for 2 weeks, and then stopping and, getting sick, drinking. But then when I found your system and when I found you about 1 year and a couple of months, I learned discipline. I never went to the military or anything, so I didn't have the discipline, but having the morning routine did everything for me. I'm so grateful for that. The morning routine, starting off with something hard in the morning, and then the day feels so much better. And I watched some videos today of you, and I did some reflection, and I thought, when I feel good about myself, like you talked about giving yourself to other people. And when I take care of me, I feel really good, and I feel inspiration from others. I was at a 25-year-old party yesterday, like for a family friend, and people were like really inspired by me, and I could just feel that as motivation, not only doing it for me. So I also learned that from you. Service is very important. Not because I thought life was just about pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. How can I maximize the pleasure with the resources I have? How can I maximize my pleasure? That's what I did for years. But I knew something was missing, something was not right. I was, felt great maybe for 1 week, but then the hangover came and I felt worse, and I was lying in bed for days, and I know I needed to change, but I didn't know how. That's the something I think many people doesn't know, how to actually make the changes, how to lose the weight, how to feel better. It's so far off. There's no like manual for that. But that's where you came in for me. You were my manual. Like you said, your like bad experiences that made you to who you are, that's helping so many other people, and I'm so grateful for that.
Absolutely. Dude, that's awesome. And Jim, you put in the fucking work. You got a transformation using like the program. You got abs in a couple of months, bro. Like you went from kind of like skinny fat to having abs, shredded ass abs and shit.
Hmm.
And dude, like you said, we touched on this earlier in the live, the morning routine. You talk about the morning routine and how that changed everything. Same, I was speaking with Tavian, same exact thing, bro. The morning routine, the morning process. You notice how you feel after that. And people will watch my content and watch my videos and see me do my morning routine every day, and they still won't fucking do it. They still don't fucking do it. And they wonder why their confidence is lacking and all these things. Guys, win your mornings. I always say it, win your fucking mornings, because the morning is the foundation of the day. The way you start your morning is going to set the tone for how you feel and carry yourself and everything else you do. So when you win your mornings, you get uncomfortable, you bring up your frequency, it just correlates into everything. Your self-love, your self-worth, your relationships, your career, your finances. You got to win your morning. And so, dude, that's awesome, Jim. Thank you for sharing that, bro. And thank you for putting in the work to become the man that you have. And the time that I've been seeing you and working with you, bro, just incredible to see how much change, how much you've evolved. You're making daily content. And once again, in the Men's Self Mastery Club, you're one of the people in there you help everybody with their own content. New guys join and they want to know, how do I fucking build my brand and make content? You're another example for that, because you're doing that. You put out regular daily content. You make artwork. You've got your body on point. You just put in the fucking work to become a full stack individual, and it bleeds over into everything. And then you become a source of inspiration for other people. And so, dude, I just want to give you your fucking props for the work that you put in and for continuing to be an inspiration for everybody.
Thank you, Paul. I'm so grateful for that. And I want to add to that, to have a effective morning routine. Something that I really like and has been helpful for me is the evening routine, to have an intention, because to just think I'm going to have a morning routine, it doesn't do it. You have to plan your morning routine, and that's doing the last thing before you go to bed. It's a very good time to do that, to set an intention. Then you kind of are excited to wake up, excited to start your day, excited to be the best version of yourself. So it starts the day before, actually, for me. That's when I have my best days,
Hmm.
when I plan it. But also you have to leave some space for inspired action, for inspiration. But having like an intention is really important.
Exactly. Exactly. Having structure, having a set routine and a regimen of things that work. Because, following your passion is good. It's one thing, but some people can try to confuse that for like going with their feelings or listening to the inner bitch that's telling them, oh, you should just take it easy and this and that. Sometimes you need to jumpstart your day with the things you don't want to do. And then once you've earned that higher frequency, you strengthen your mind. Then as you go about your day, you're just more in tune with your own intuition, with your own spirit in such a way where you know what you need to do, and you can act on compulsion if you need to, because it's simply you're in alignment. You're moving out of inspired action and in alignment. But sometimes you have to do things that you really fucking don't want to do, you don't feel like doing, but then you earn a higher frequency in such a way where you just have a greater discernment. You know what you need to do. And like you said, your evening ritual and routine gives you the foundation to have a good night of rest. So when you rise in the morning, you're recharged, you're clear on what you need to do. That's why I always recommend journaling in the evening, because you get your thoughts out on paper, you get to process your day, and you get to plan your morning. You get a good night of sleep, then you wake up with a clear set plan of action. You start your day with a sense of purpose, and that translates into a winning ass fucking day. Positive momentum. We start off in the morning, and you win your day, and you experience that.
Hmm. And something, a great starting point, I'd like to tip off the other people here. A great starting point is to do burpees. You don't need a full gym membership or fancy equipment. You can just start with burpees. There's many variations. Paul has some videos on YouTube for that. Burpees has been a game changer for me because it's really effective. You can get a lot of work done in a short period of time. And also for the abs and for my body transformation, I love your abs video. I did it every day for like at least months.
And you
And
got
then,
abs, bro. You got abs. You got
yeah, it
shredded.
worked. It worked. It worked. So check out Paul's video about, I think it's called Abs Workouts. It's about 1 or 2 years old.
Yep, I made that when I was at rock bottom too. Didn't have shit. I was making workout tutorials. Didn't have anything. I'm broke in that video, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing the same dirty ass busted up shoes that I was wearing every day. I had holes in the bottom, and I made that video, and people still use it to this day. So this goes to show, guys. I mean, you can put in the work no matter your circumstances, your conditions. How much heart do you have? How much heart do you have? That's what it comes down to. Just show yourself who you are with action. And Big Jim, dude, thank you so much for being here, bro. My phone is dying right now. I can't even see the screen because it just dimmed itself. It's like at 5%. So I'm going to dip on out of here, guys. Thank all of you guys for being here. Have a beautiful and blessed day. And until we speak again, I fucking love you. Be
Freaking
blessed.
love you. Thank you. Bye.
Much love.